Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth. But we currently are not on Azeroth, guys. For those of you who played a lot of Burning Crusade, you know where we are. We are in Zangor Marsh in Outland. And we are still on the quest to find the Waste of Time. And this is actually going to take us past Zangor Marsh to an area that I only leveled up in like once or twice during the entire time I was playing BC. We are heading to the Blades Edge Mountains. Just wanted to start in Zangor Marsh because I have a lot of fond memories of it. This was kind of like your middle point during your leveling adventure. I think I leveled up 2 characters in Blades Edge Mountains, which looks like such a lovely place. And then I never touched it again. I always usually went Hellfire Peninsula, then Zangor Marsh, and if I didn't go into Terrakar Forest, I went to Nagrand. So I kind of left Blades Edge, Shadowmoon, and Netherstorm alone after a while. I occasionally went to Netherstorm. That had some cool stuff. But yeah, Blades Edge, probably my least favorite place to quest during BC. Which is a shame, it's got a lot of lore. But at the end of the last episode, when we were in non-blown-up Draenor, we got a clue that said Dogwig Moss, or more appropriately in the Ron Burgundy style, Dogwig Moss? Which is a clue that's an anagram of Gog's wisdom. Gog was one of the very first ogres that was taught arcane magic by the Arakoa, and used that power to kill Gron. So this is actually going to take us to an area I just remember all the bombing runs I had to do over here on my shaman. Man, there was some just... Outland looks awesome. We are heading to Ogrela. Everyone remember Ogrela? I know I do. Got a lot of memories of Ogrela. A lot of dailies. But we need to find a ramp, kind of, that's going up. Because that is where our next clue is located. So here's the camp itself. Good times. Ogres that use the power of the Apexis crystals for their magics. Alright, so a ramp going up. There's not a whole lot of areas of high... Well, actually, we are on an area of very high elevation. But there's a particular one that we are hunting. Let me see here. Maybe I need to go ahead and track it down. That's the graveyard. Let me rise up here and see if there's any plateaus. I don't think I've been here since Burning Crusade. That's how long it's been. Holy crap. Many moons. Many moons. Yeah, let me go ahead and search around, and I'll let you guys know once I find the next clue. Alright, so actually I went almost directly to where we needed to go, and it's right here at the graveyard. So you got this kind of little Stonehenge formation, and if we look near the crystal, we got a brittle bone right here, guys. Rank, Shank, Sever. So, that's a lovely clue. Definitely sounds orcish, but remember, these things are anagrams. Rage, Shank, and Sever is an anagram of Karash's revenge. Now, Karash was... he's basically referencing Pride Lord Karash. He was a Saberon who was slayed by Terok. Now, Terok was one of the bird people who became corrupted, and he's kind of during BC, he's kind of revered as a god among the Arakoa, or the corrupted ones at least. So, we need to go back to Draenor, non-exploded Draenor, and find ourselves, I think, back at the Spires of Arak. Seems a lot of things tend to take us back there, but I'll see you there. So we are back here in the Spires of Arak, and we're actually heading to Sethic Hollow. This is actually one of the stories that I'm liking the most over the course of our journey, because after killing Pride Lord Karash, Tarok was seen as a living legend by his people, and some even thought that he was the reincarnation of, I think Rukmar is how it's pronounced. But some did not see it that way, and the priests who were in charge at the time basically kidnapped Tarok and his daughter and corrupted them, turned them into the outcasts. It was a curse, or I forgot what the curse was called, though. And then they went from being kind of the graceful bird people to these guys, who look amazing. Definitely a callback to Dark Crystal. So we are looking for one of these, like, rib formations. Oh, I forgot. I cannot fly here. But we're looking for one that actually has, like, tables and stuff. Furniture. Which I assume is probably that way. I came here leveling once long ago. Okay, claws. Or ribs. Yes, they're ribs, but not what I'm looking for. Oh, maybe. Yep, here we go. So we got some Sethek chosen here. And what we are looking for is kind of camouflaged. You got the big candle, and you got this small little misplaced candle. And we have our next clue. The rankest goldfish. I love it. Absolutely love it. So, rankest goldfish, or rankest. Rank! I have to say that in a surfer tone. Is an anagram of light of darkness, darkness of light. And that is kind of a clue toward, what is it called? Since I didn't play a whole lot of Warlord, the Dark Star, which was the corrupted Aldar. I keep on forgetting the name of the freaking Naru. The what did Swindle say when Illidan killed it in Legion? The self-righteous chandelier. So this is actually going to take us. We have to stay here in Draenor, fortunately. We are heading to Shadowmoon Valley. Like the nice Shadowmoon Valley with vegetation. And Draenei. It's very blue compared to the one in Outland, which is very, very green. I am on the wrong vehicle for this. Oh well.
Shadows gather.
And fortunately, this is one that we can just go to directly. So we head to Exile's Rise.
Tread carefully.
I love this flying mount. Like, it wouldn't work well for Swindle, but I could think of a ton of my other tunes that would really, really like this. Kind of makes me sad that when they were doing the... Back when Inscription was actually fun for a lot of people, and you could put a whole lot of flavor for your characters, there was one for Shadow Priest that you would turn into one of the Raven Priests, which were the evil Shadow Priests belonging to the Scarlet Onslaught in Wrath of the Lich King, and there'd be like ravens flying around you when you cast spells. It was really cool, and then they got rid of it, which is a shame. Because we can't have nice things, apparently. Just like Swindle lost his bombardment and everything. And Swindle's like, yeah, don't bring that up. It's still too painful. Okay, I think we actually just have to be right here. Yeah, right here at the fire. And... that's the cup of a carpenter. Odd cup. Ease off fruit. Eat more veg. And meat. And sugar, apparently. I like the ... Alright. So, ease off fruit is an anagram of Fate of Furies. Now, this is one that could really take you in a whole bunch of different directions if you're not paying attention. but we are actually going to the opposite of this area. We're going from the somewhat beautiful Shadowmoon Valley of Draenor to the Shadowmoon Valley of Outland. So we go from this to this. The original Shadowmoon Valley. Well, actually, no, Draenor's would be the original, but this is the first that we were exposed to it. And the Fate of Furies is actually referencing Gul'dan. Gul'dan, in all of his evilness, fought the 4 big elemental spirits here in Draenor. And all the elementals here in Outland are called Furies. So we actually need to head to the Hand of Gul'dan, which is the big, very evil volcanic mountain here. And we are on the hunt for a particular interesting rock. Now, I don't know if that is all the way up here at the summit, but we're going to find out. It was so cool to be able to fly for the first time. Why not? Nothing we can't cloak of shadows. Actually, I think I see what we need right here. I see you. Interesting rock. It tingles. The Big Bull. Interesting. Let's go ahead and fly over Black Temple. Just for old time's sake. I spent a lot of time there, and most of my time in this entire freaking expansion was spent right down here, trying to get all of those nether dragons, or nether drakes. Hell's bells. Okay. So, the next one that we have to go to actually takes us back to Azeroth, to the Swamp of Sorrows. Big Bull is an anagram of Blue Blight, and the Red Pox was a disease used by, I'm not sure who. I think it was an ogre named Moloch, which is great because that's also the the bad guy and one of the bad guys you have to beat in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. But it was used to basically force people out of ogre lands, and it's a reference to the Draenei, which makes sense since we're here at the Black Temple, which used to be theirs. So, we shall travel over that way. I actually may read up a little bit more on that. Like, one of the things I like about this hunt compared to the other hunts that we've done is there's a lot of lore. And that, if you guys have watched any of my playthroughs on YouTube, you know I'm all about story and lore for the most part. So, would it be best to go ahead and just go... Yeah. That's actually going to take us right to Orgrimmar, which is a shame. I hate how they've done that. But I'm going to take the Dark Portal to Orgrimmar, and then I will see you guys all the way over in Eastern Kingdoms. See, if this would work the other way, I could just go through that portal and be at Blasted Lands, and the Swamp of Sorrows would just be north of us, but just kind of take the good with the bad. So, I'll actually head the direction I need to, and see you guys in the swamp. Oh, never mind. It was telling me that the portal was next to the portal to Orgrimmar was near the Dark Portal. So are we actually in Blasted Lands now? Oh, huzzah! Though I think if we went into the portal now, it would take us to Warlord's Draenor. It's kind of weird. But yeah, let's head to the Swamp of Sorrows. And while I'm on the way, I'll go ahead and tell you guys some lore for those of you who don't know. So this red pox that was developed by the ogre was actually found, synthesized, modified, and weaponized against the Draenei of Shattrath City by Gul'dan and the Shadow Council. And the Draenei that actually survived this red pox lost their connection to the light and became the Broken Draenei. This is actually the first place in the Swamp of Sorrows where we run into Broken Draenei. And the orcs actually referred to the Draenei at the time as the Blue Blight, because they are, of course, very, very blue. So there you go. A little bit of knowledge for you. I actually really like the look of the Broken Draenei. And where we need to go is actually near a broken Draenei camp, and most of them are actually here in Sorrowmurk. Is it Sorrowmurk? Yeah. See, there's one of them. Lost one seer. Lost all of their face phalanges, and then they have all the teeth. Ugh. Cool, cool. Okay. Fallow Sanctuary. I think it is somewhere around here. We are looking for a particular piece of plant life. And it is near... It's near the roots of one of these trees, so... And there's quite a few to search, as you can imagine. But if we're looking for... I mean, if it's an actual flower, it's going to stand out, you would hope. Compared to all this other nonsense. Let's see. I think it might be closer to the shore. Let's see if I am correct in that assumption. See, there's our settlement right there. So let me see if I can track down another... Oh man, Sunken Temple. Ugh, nightmares. Memories! Before it got all streamlined. Yeah, I think it's somewhere near one of these villages. So let me go ahead and hunt, and I'll let you guys know when I find it. So I was a little bit off the mark. We started looking over here, north of Marshtide Watch. We're actually here to the east. And there's the Lost One village. And what we are looking for is right here. So it was not close to the ocean. A blooming lily. I thought we were looking for like a blue flower. Jaws open nooks. Yes, that's accurate, I suppose. Can we read it again? Looks like we can read things more than once. That's actually very cool. It's not like the pebbles which disappear and you don't know whether you actually were able to tap it or not. So, next up on the agenda is... Let's see... Jaws Open Nooks is an anagram of Joksun's weapon. Now, Joknon, not Jokson, but Joknon, was a Gurobashi troll who practiced blood magic, who was eventually killed by Medivh. His son, Xanon, I think? So it's like Joksons, not... You guys know what I mean. Son's not his full name. It's confuzzling. But his son actually used blood magic to create the very first dire trolls. And the first time I think you run into a dire troll in this game is in the Eastern Plaguelands. So I'm going to go ahead and take the shortcut to... I think I have a shortcut to Scholomance now. But we will go ahead and travel through the Plaguelands and try and figure out where we need to go. Probably next to one of the first dire trolls you encounter. That lovely Strathhome teleport, making life easy. I have to say though, about Eastern Plaguelands, I will always miss Naxxramas just floating above it. It seemed so menacing. And when you see it in Wrath of the Lich King, all I can think of, like, man, it looks smaller. I guess because you're flying around comparatively, but like back in the day, Naxxramas definitely had an aura to it, doing 40 man. So our location, we have to go south of Maristead. This is where people first saw Nathanos for the first time, when he was just kind of a lore character than what he turned into. He was there with his 2 hellhounds. Let's head over there and remember a time when Nathanos was not annoying, shall we? Because I think, yeah, he had a bunch of Blighthounds with him. And all he would say is... What is that? Hey, how you doing? That is a glowy, glowy shield. Well, ain't you a good puppy? Hey, Smee, sick him. Or you can drag your butt all over the glowing shield. That's fine, too. Remind me to feed you this mystery meat later. But south of here is a mausoleum, where there is a very big undead troll. Actually, there's a lot of undead trolls. One of the cool things I wish that they would have done with the Zandalari, and I love it that they did this with the Magar orcs, that the different skins represent the different clans. And I just think that is so cool. So you got like the Black Rock and a whole bunch of other stuff represented. Okay. I wish some of the other ones would do that. Nope. Check that out. A nice pretty flower on top of the casket. Dead Rune Thug. Which sounds very much like a Death Knight. But Death Rune Thug is an anagram to the Unguarded. Now, there's a lot of things that are unguarded here in Azeroth and abroad. But the thing that is probably that's referring to, and it is referring to it, is the home of the missing Guardian. And that would be Medivh, and that's going to take us to my favorite my favorite raid in all of WoW. We are heading to Karazhan. So, I'll see you guys there. And real quick, speaking of the Gurubashi, we are passing by Zul'Gurub right now, here in Northern Stranglethorn, heading to Karazhan. I want to take the time to give a shout out to someone who did something very nice for me. I got a copy of the letter right here from Chew Nozzles, which is a great goblin name. Hey, Swindle. I love your World of Warcraft Let's Plays. I don't know what that is. And always enjoy them. So here's a gift. These are rewarded from visions, and since I always run visions on your main, what's this guy talking about? I have some spare, enjoy the pets, and keep being amazing from Chew Nozzles. Yeah, you know what? It's nice to have a fan club. And Chew Nozzles actually grabbed me a bunch of really cool void pets. So I've got Anomalous here, a void scarred cat, a void scarred hare, a void scarred pup. It is very cool and very nice, Chew Nozzles. So thank you so much for that. It's really cool. I did not expect that at all, and that's one of those really cool things. It's like I appreciate you guys who take the time to watch and watch me, have heroic moments, have struggle bus moments, have the plethora of experiences playing this game, and just thank you guys very much for sticking by me. It means a lot. Okay, Karazhan. Love, love, love this raid. This is the only thing that would make me, if they do like a classic Burning Crusade, this is what would bring me back, is to do old school Karazhan again. But we actually aren't going into the tower, unfortunately. We are heading to the church right next door. Here's the next clue. Yeah, no, you were just grazing. Is going to be among these tomes. I believe. Aha! Old book. Something is written here. A stage deception. Which is appropriate since we're right next to Karazhan and there is the opera event, so a stage is very much used. But a lot of our next clues keep us here in the Eastern Kingdoms, which my Hearthstone is very appreciative of. But instead of the stage here, we're actually going to somewhere very, very different. We're going from a abandoned wizard's tower to the fires of Blackrock Mountain. And I'll tell you what the clue means and where we need to go here in just one sec. I know I've probably said this before in this playthrough, but man, Blackrock Mountain looks just like the Skull Mountain Mighty Max playset I had when I was a kid. I expect Skullmaster, voiced by Tim Curry, to be in here somewhere. But the clue of a stage deception is an anagram of space negotiated. Now, one of the interesting things about Blackrock is you've got ogres, you've got dragons, you've got all kinds of races living here in different areas of this dungeon. Now, Cho'Gall and Ragnaros were both servants of the old gods. And the old gods didn't really want to have anything to do with the orcs, because the orcs were considered tools of the Burning Legion. But they went ahead and let the orcs have a space here anyway. So that's what the space negotiated means. So we are heading down to Lower Blackrock Spire. I'm trying to remember... Ah, okay. And, oh, you don't want none of this. And you. We are looking for a... Oh, mole machine. Oh, Cataclysm. Yeah, that makes sense. Whoops! I don't think this is where I wanted to go. Blackrock Caverns. We're heading toward... We're looking for an item that definitely sticks out in a evil volcano lair. And chances are good you guys will see it right when I do. Just have to find the proper campsite. Which means we have to head up the stairs. Whoops. Uh-huh. Well, ain't you too precious? All the way up. Wow, these guys actually have a little bit of range with their aggro. Well, to save time. Zap. Yeah, we can't go that way. It's been a long time since I've been here, so I'm trying to remember where's what. Okay, that is a camp. It's got a net against the wall. That's kind of our tell. Oh, I guess we could have just took the aerial pathway there. Whoops. It's like a fishing net. If we find the fishing net, we will be in good shape. And a campfire, but not one that has a pig roasting over it. Okay, this is the entrance to Blackrock Depths. That area is blocked. Aha! Well, no, that's no... Nope. Wrong zone, wrong zone. Might be here in one of these nooks and crannies. Another thing is we're looking for, like, flour bags. Aha, here we go. Okay, so we are looking for you, friend. A dead fish. The last thing you really expect to find in a volcano lair is a dead, watery creature. An anchovy. Necropolis Expose! Or Expos. Which sounds like a Harry Potter spell. But this one actually is fairly close to what the anagram is. Necropolis Exboss is an anagram of Corpse Explosion, which was one of the greatest Death Knight spells ever. And when you think of Death Knights, you think of the first Death Knight, because we're seeing the thing of first here. We go where we see the first Dire Troll, the first this, and so on. When I think of the first Death Knights, I tend to think of Terran Gorefiend, I think, in the Dark Temple, or in the Black Temple. Let me double check on that to make sure that that is correct. Burning Crusade, Black Temple. Yep. No lore, unfortunately. But yeah, that's who I think about when I think of like first Death Knight, but it's actually a reference to something else, and we will go and figure that out at the beginning of the next episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As far as the dailies for our pet, or the missions, we're actually, I went over there and it's a blue check mark, so all we're doing now is just doing dailies and getting that gauge up. When I actually have a legit quest there, I'll go ahead and let you guys know. But until then, we'll just continue on this little lore adventure, because I'm having a good time, and I hope you guys are too. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. Thank you once again to Chew Nozzles for those pets. I'll probably show them off at the beginning of the next episode. Or we'll go ahead and do it at the beginning of the next episode to get proper time. And, just thank you guys very much. Stay safe out there, and we will see you next time.
Peace. Or not.
Later days, everyone.